Where would we be without volunteers? Who would defend us since our military is mostly supported by volunteers? Who would help us with our kids since Head Start, YMCA, Boys and Girls Club all rely heavily on volunteers? Yes, if there was no volunteers in America, we would have a serious problem. The purpose of this speech is to persuade you all to volunteer. I will propose a mandatory high school class that will require students to give 1 or 2 hours a week per volunteering. This will not only provide us with enough volunteers on an ongoing basis, but it will also help our students grow and develop into excellent citizens. I think everybody will be interested in this subject because everybody has been helped sooner or later by a volunteer. America is defended, supported, and made up of volunteers. The Corporation for National and Community Services found that Texas ranks 42 out of 50 for residents that volunteer. That is not very many considering all the services that we have. There are many services besides feeding people that are needed, that volunteers are needed in. What about Meals on Wheels for seniors, the community gardens? How about our sports clubs for kids? Most of our sports are run by volunteer coaches. Many people need a free service just to eat. 37 million people will rely on food banks and food kitchens in the next year, according to Feeding America, the leading corporation for food banks in America. They found that Texas residents supplied 24.7% of volunteers, and Dallas alone did 28.9%. As you can see, that runs pretty close to the national average of the United States of people that volunteer, which is not very much considering all the services that we have that need volunteers. President Clinton wrote a book on giving, and he said that almost all facilities that serve large numbers of the general public depend heavily on volunteers. There's Meals on Wheels that supply food to our seniors. How about hospitals that help the sick? And also community gardens that make sure that our homeless people have some fresh and healthy vegetables and fruits to eat at all times. This is a breakdown of what Dallas people pretty much volunteer in, because there are so many places that need volunteers besides just soup kitchens. These are the types of services and the percentages that 29.8 people do. There are hundreds of places that need volunteers in America. It was found in the same study in 2011 that 7.9 billion hours was given by American citizens for volunteering services. That broke out to a value of about $171 billion. 12.4 billion of those dollars came from Texas. However, 3.4 billion of that alone came from Dallas. That's pretty good, but still not enough to keep all the organizations that we need going on a daily basis. There are many places to volunteer and many needs besides just the food kitchens and the pantries. It was estimated by the Department of Education that there were going to be 3,375,660 graduates during the year of 2012 and 2013. If we were to pay them just $7.15 an hour and require each of them to do 2 hours a week for just 10 weeks, which is only one semester, it would be a huge amount of money, almost $5 billion. Carol Wade, the author of Community Service Learning, said that she tells of an experience she had when she was in high school volunteering. She says that the best part was that she had been a part of something that would make a difference in the world. Her most happiest moment was when she came back 25 years later and found that the recycling project that she had worked on was still in operation. If my plan were implemented, many more volunteers would be provided. High school students participating in the program would enter adult life with an understanding of the need and the importance of self-satisfaction for giving to others and giving one's time to help someone else. They would also receive experience for future jobs and college admission. They might even figure out what they wanted to be in the future. My proposed plan would require that every high school student complete a course on volunteering. They would have to give 1 or 2 hours a week. During the semester, the students would learn how and where to volunteer. They would also be learning responsibility, character, and be able to see the needs of the community up close. Volunteering helps with self-image, learn how great it feels to volunteer. The students would see themselves as valued contributors and may relate to a positive future and become better adults. They would get hands-on training and experience for a variety of skills that may help them in their adult lives. The benefits of volunteering are many for both the volunteer and the place that volunteers for. The students receive a better self-image, and they are prepared to enter into college and adult life in a better way, in a realistic way. The students that participate will be learning valuable lessons in responsibility and character. They will also be able to see up close the needs of the country. I have shown you the need for volunteers in America, and I have also proposed a plan that would work and supply us with an ongoing need of volunteers. I spoke of the difference in the program would make in the lives of the students as well as in the lives of the organizations we would be serving. I have a handout here for you all that has addresses that you can contact your school board, your school district, and find out where places need volunteers. Here's a letter to a senator that is on this handout also, or to a representative that maybe they could get the laws changed so that it would make it mandatory. I've also supplied you with the addresses and the websites of who you can contact. These are the handouts with all the addresses and the letters that I have on the PowerPoint. Providing high school students with a course that will give direction on where and how to volunteer, and will give them a sense of value in their lives for helping others. It will be a positive purpose. Requiring them to take the classes will not only ensure that we have an ongoing amount of volunteers, but that our students are getting those valuable lessons in responsibility and character that a good citizen needs. I hope that you will take this information by volunteering and contacting your school board and representatives so that maybe we can get a plan like mine implemented into the high schools today.